Warm welcome to the lecture 5th, that is membrane receptors, their transportation, exocytosis, endocytosis, as well as the pinocytosis. Myself, Dr. Sunil Patel from Loknath Venkatrao Here College, Panchavati, Nasik. So we are going to see this point: membrane receptor, membrane transport, active and passive transport, exocytosis and endocytosis, that is phagocytosis and pinocytosis in detail. So the membrane receptors are receptors that are embedded in the plasma membrane of cell. They act in cell signaling by receiving, that is binding to extracellular molecules. They are specialized integral membrane protein that allow communication between the cells and the extracellular space. The extracellular molecule may be hormone, may be neurotransmitter, may be cytokinin, growth factor, cell adhesion molecule, nutrients. They react with the receptor to induce changes in the metabolism and activity of cell. In the process of signal transduction, ligand binding affect a cascade chemical change to the cell. Types of receptor. A cell with multicellular organism may need to signal to other cells that are at various distance from the original cell. Not all cells are affected by the same signal. Particular cells are affected by the signal. Target cells are affected by the signal. Different types of signalings are used for different purposes. So this is autocrine type of cell, means the signal for the same cell, then signal across the gap junction to the nearest cell, then paracrine secretion to the nearby cells, and endocrine secretion to distant cells. So in this way signaling occur. These are different types of receptors. The active and passive transport is shown here. This is the active transport, means from lower concentration with energy the substances comes in. It is the active transport. In passive transport, from the higher concentration to lower concentration without need of ATP or energy, the substances come in. That is by the diffusion or by the facilitated diffusion. It is called as the passive transport. So it is active transport and it is passive transport. The receptors are protein molecule inside the target cell or on its surface of the target cell. Chemical signals are released by signaling cell in the form of small, usually volatile or soluble molecules called ligands. A ligand is a molecule that binds another specific molecule, in some cases delivering a signal in the process. Each cell surface receptor has three main components: an external ligand binding domain, a hydrophobic membrane spanning region, and third one, an intracellular domain inside the cell. The size and extent of each of these domains are widely varied. There are different types of receptors. You can see in the figure. There are three general categories of cell receptor: ion exchange linked receptor, G protein receptor, G protein linked receptor, and enzyme linked receptors. Ion channel linked receptor, G protein linked receptor, enzyme linked receptor. These are three major types of the cell receptors or surface receptors. Ion exchange, first one, ion channel ion channel linked receptor. It bind a ligand and open a channel through the membrane that allows specific ion to pass through. When a ligand binds to the extracellular region of the channel, there is a conformational change in the protein structure of that allow ions such as sodium, calcium, magnesium, and hydrogen to pass through. You can see in the figure the gated ion channel form a pore through the plasma membrane that open when the signaling molecule binds. The open pore then allow ion to come in or out of the cell. So this allow to in and this molecule comes allow to out of the cell. The second type is the G protein coupled or G protein linked receptor. This is the binding of ligand and activate a membrane protein called as the G protein. The activated G protein then interact with either an ion channel or an enzyme in the membrane. Before the ligand binds, the inactive G protein can be bind to a site on a specific receptor. Once the G protein binds to the receptor, the G protein changes shape, become active, and split into two different subunits. One or both these surfaces are able to activate the proteins as a result, G protein as a result. You can see the activation of G protein in the figure. Then we are moving to the third type, that is enzyme linked receptors. These are cell receptors with intracellular domain that are associated with an enzyme. In some cases, the intracellular domain of the receptor itself an enzyme. Other enzyme link receptors have a small intracellular domain that interact directly with the enzyme. With a ligand bind to the extracellular domain, a signal is transferred through the membrane, activate the enzyme. Activation of enzyme set of a chain, it is an event which inside the cell that eventually leads to the response. Then membrane transports, passive and active type of transports, two major types. First one is the active transport. This is the biological process in which molecule move against the concentration gradient, means from lower to higher concentration, so against the concentration gradient, and so it requires energy to move biochemical compound from lower region to the higher region. Therefore, the process of use of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, to pump molecule with force through the concentration gradient. Complex sugar, ions, target cell proteins and other particles are transported by the active transport. Exocytosis, endocytosis and sodium potassium pump are few examples of active transport. The exocytosis, endocytosis and sodium potassium pump. Endocytosis is the process of active transport of molecule into the cell from outside and action of engulfing it along its membrane. Exocytosis is the process of passive transportation, produces a counter function, thereby forcing molecule out of the cell. The process of homeostasis facilitates an equal flow of molecule in and out of cell, which confirms that the number of molecules that enter the cell through the endocytosis equates the number of molecules that exit a cell through the process of exocytosis. Both the processes assure that the nutrient and waste are balanced inside the cell. So here in figure it is shown that these substances to be thrown out, the membrane binds, it opens and it is exocytosis. This process it is endocytosis. With the membrane the substances come in. So these are the by process of active transport. In passive transport, in this biological process there is no need of energy for transporting the molecule, as the biomolecule move from higher to lower concentration. All the easy soluble particles are transported through passive transport. The process is carried out to maintain the balance and equilibrium in the cell. All these waste molecules include water, carbon dioxide is separated and move out of the cell by passive transport. Meanwhile, nutrients like oxygen that are functional part for the cell diffuses inside the cell. So osmosis, diffusion are some of the examples of passive transport. So it is shown in the figure. Key points of active and passive transport. Active transport requires energy for the movement of molecule, whereas the passive transport does not require energy for the movement of molecule. In the active transport, the molecule move against the concentration gradient, whereas in passive transport molecules move along the concentration gradient. Uptake of glucose is the example in the human intestine, is an example of active transport. Simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, osmosis and filtration are the example of passive transport. So we have seen the figure before, and this is the exocytosis, active and passive transports. The distinguishing feature, active and passive. In active transport requires energy, passive does not require the cellular energy. In active transport it circulates from one area of lower concentration to higher concentration. In passive it circulates from region of higher concentration to lower concentration. So these are very important 2 points. The requirement in the transportation of all the molecules such as protein, large cells, complex sugars, ions, etc. In passive transport required in the transportation all the soluble molecules, which include oxygen, water, CO2, lipid, sex hormone, monosaccharide, etc. Active transport transpire in one direction, that is unidirectional. Passive transport is bidirectional, from in to out, out to in, both. The active transportation is influenced by temperature. Passive transportation is not influenced by the temperature. In active transportation transport, carrier proteins are required. In passive transport, carrier proteins are not required. Metabolic inhibitors can influence and stop the active transport. Passive transport is not influenced by the metabolite inhibitors. Different types of active transports are exocytosis, endocytosis, sodium potassium pump. And the types of passive transport are osmosis, diffusion and facilitated diffusion. So these are the distinguishing feature of the active and passive transportation. The endocytosis is the taking of matter into the living cell by invagination of the cell membrane, forming vacuole. These vacuole are endocytic vacuole. The internalized material is surrounded by area of the plasma membrane in the endocytic vacuole. Two types of endocytosis are formed: ingestion of solid particles and ingestion of fluid particle. The ingestion of solid particle called as the phagocytosis, and the ingestion of fluid particle called as the pinocytosis. Solid particle phagocytosis and fluid particle ingestion called as the pinocytosis. So phagocytosis is shown here, pinocytosis is shown here. The phagocytosis is also called as the cell eating in unicellular eukaryote like amoeba. In higher eukaryote, phagocytosis is carried out by specialized phagocyte by engulfing either cell debris, bacteria, viruses, even intact cells. By binding of particle with the receptor on the plasma membrane, will initiate the process of forming pseudopodia surround the particle. These pseudopodia are generated by the actin based proteins. You can see the formation of phagocytosis is there, vesicle. The forming vesicle is called the phagosome. The fusion of lysosome with the phagosome, it is phagolysosome. By the action of hydrolytic enzyme in the lysosome, the ingested material is digested. The destroying of foreign pathogen like bacteria, viruses in multicellular organism by the phagocytosis is involved in the defense of the organism. Macrophages and are considered as the professional phagocytes. Macrophages. Pinocytosis, receptor mediated endocytosis called as the pinocytosis, where fluid are taken up by the cell along with the dissolved solutes. Clathrin coated pits are the area containing concentrated receptor on the plasma membrane. Specific receptor in this area are bound with the macromolecule to be taken up. Pinocytosis is also called as the cell drinking. The phagocytosis, pinocytosis and receptor mediated endocytosis. Phagocytosis, solid particle is engulfed with the vesicle. Pinocytosis, fluid is engulfed with dissolved substances forming vesicle, and this is receptor mediated endocytosis. So what is exocytosis? Exocytosis is the export of material in the Golgi apparatus by secretory vesicle into the external environment. The material in the Golgi apparatus is exported to the by transport vesicle. This vesicle travel to the plasma membrane, and the content of the vesicle are released to the external environment with the fusion of plasma membrane. Digestive enzymes and hormones are secreted out of cell by this process, that is exocytosis. So exocytosis is also involved in the elimination of waste from the cell. So same thing, figures are here. So this is about the lecture 5th, that is. Thank you. See you again.